everyone. Mhm. I'm just going on the Zoom to see how if it is still working. Give me a moment. Yeah. Okay, it's working very good. Okay, so please make yourself comfortable. If you have any question, you can join and ask. If you don't have any question, I have a couple for you. Let's see what I have in the streamline of it. Mhm. Do you have any question, Oleg? No. There's somebody ask, is one can be too kind? There was recently, I'm being too kind, that is affecting my life. Can one person ever be too kind? And say I'm too kind, people take advantage, and I think I need to practice not to be kind. My answer was the you can never be too kind, but what you're thinking is people taking advantage is a lack of awareness and expectations in grand scale or awareness of the life. There's a new trend going on. There's, if your heart chakra is open too much, you have either overbalance of compassion, overbalance of love, overbalance of the kindness in proportion to the self-importance. The whole practice of the life, if practicing yoga or meditation, is to increase the level of kindness, level of compassion, and the level of love. But it's very hard to measure the kindness level. You cannot measure it. So it is you have it, you feel it, you have compassion, you feel it, but there is no measurement so far created to measure that you are too kind or unkindness is very easily visible. Lack of compassion is visible. Compassion is visible. Kindness is visible, but there is no measurement to it. It's just circumstances and scenarios that happens, and you find out the kindness and compassion. Then the second question arrives about independence. I think I've spoken about it several times. When you're practicing to be independent, is something created or sold or as a human being be by a lot of agendas that get promoted and that can never be achieved or never be accomplished. One of them is independent. And you trying to be independent, I understand economical independence is okay. Then you taste the, are you intellectually independent? Not really. Are you emotionally independent? Not really. If you do try to become emotionally independent, you'll be deserted, completely self-isolated in self-created prison of mind. Then are you your entire existence is independent? No, you're dependent on the food. You're dependent on the food. Individually, when you become aware of your individuality, because if you don't know yourself, who you are, and what aligns with you, and then you try to practice independent, you become very easily swayed and very easily convinced and persuaded, like you constantly chasing and constantly changing the parameters of your existence. So first part, be individual first. Don't try to be uh, the crowded, like the borrowed the knowledge. First understand, become aware the who you are. Once you have realized who you are, your independence will come within you, and you will find out what actually is you stand. There are lots of things you may have created, accumulated in the need of independence, but once you realize who you are, you don't actually need lots of things. So the first individuality, then independent. Not independent to be individual. If you're practicing independent, you end up individual in a in terms like in a negative sense. Like you be self-isolated in chase of independent. And then lots of things you created, and you find out what you're chasing to be independent. Sometimes they makes you uncomfortable or little miserable or misalign or many times compromising your own self ethos and self values. So the individuality first realizing the self understanding and then independent is very good. So first investment one should do is a self realization. And then you will find out independent which direction what is needed and how you define that you are an independent in your emotional health, physical health, mental health. Then I had another question somebody asked. There was, I think, last week or 10 days ago. Is yoga makes you weak? Is yoga makes you weak? Because if you are a very uh, soft person or very kind person and practicing with a lot of openness, can yoga make you a weak person in especially in modern day lifestyle where everything is competition, everything is chasing, everybody trying to um, be better than each other. And when you talk about yoga is about self-acceptance, self-awareness, and also the lot of values about non-accumulative and isn't that a certain level of denial or making you weaker? That question can be depending how one person is rooted in yoga. If I was a very earlier practitioner of yoga, it would have knocked me off. I would think the person does making sense. I will be not competing in the world race, the way everybody trying to overrun each other. Yoga does not make you weaker, as my opinion, my understanding of the life. Yoga does not make you weaker or lesser of achiever in life. Yoga increases your productivity. Yoga increases your stress threshold, like you can cope with the stress on greater capacity. Yoga also makes you a perceive things differently. And when situations arrive in life, you can cope with the stress or the path that you are, whatever you other things you are doing other than yoga in your work life. So your productivity is better, your mind focus is greater, and these qualities require no matter what you are doing. So yoga does not make you weaker, meditation does not make you weaker, unless you're looking for escapism, that you want to escape from your day-to-day reality by practicing yoga, by practicing meditation, and then you blame it on yoga. Yoga made me weak, I couldn't focus. I had once that situation. Somebody was practicing yoga for some time, and then they went to an interview, and the interview was a very hard corporate interview, especially the world societies being society. She was a female, and then the interviewer said, "You're too relaxed for the job. They want somebody who is very stressed." And then the person didn't get the job. And person said, "Yogi, you make me too relaxed." And I didn't get the job because they said you were too relaxed for this job. So she blamed it on yoga and stopped practicing yoga after that. So there are people, and you can find sometimes we just look for a reason not to practice yoga. But I encourage you just need to find one single reason why you should practice yoga rather than looking for why you should not practice yoga. There are a millions of reasons you can find why you should not practice yoga. But in your everyday lifestyle, you need one single reason. It makes you feel calm, makes you feel relaxed, makes your mind motivated. These are good enough reason to practice yoga. Does that make sense to you guys? Is okay so far? Okay. Then the now question arrived. The can you practice pranayam? Can you practice? That was at the yoga show in I was in London. Somebody asked, "Can you practice pranayam while you living in the city?" I said, "You don't have to move to the forest." That's for one part. Otherwise, uh, I wouldn't be able to practice any pranayam. Yeah, I understand that is a it have a different prana level. Certainly, I wouldn't recommend to practice pranayam sitting on the roadside. Definitely not. There are many parks along with the road. People I've seen they're practicing exercise. The very few cars are going past and they're running along with the road, the tracking. They're having very heavy breathing, and while they're running on the footpath and parallel to the other cars and trucks and buses passing, that is more dangerous than practicing pranayam inside the house. So the when you run along with the road, the loss of heavy metals in the air, and then you are also taking very heavy breathing, especially when you're running. That's very dangerous. So if you're running, maybe go find in nature, not on the main street on the road, if you are a good runner, which some of you are who listening on YouTube may think that he have taken away the running part. I recommend you to practice a indoor prana kriya yoga better than running. If you live in the city or you want to go for a run, you go for a run in the park, in the nature where the air is fresher and cleaner. At least if you're running not by the road, not on the pavement where the cars are passing through. In question to can you practice pranayam in the while you're living in the city? Answer is yes, you can, but also you need to find a place when you're practicing pranayam, you are aware, you are conscious, and don't do it middle of the day. Try to practice early morning. Have either small ventilation, but not open drought, because your body will feel the stress. You have open space, but not in the wind. People think, but is the wind is passing through is a greater prana. This is more distraction for your body temperature. Similarly, meditation should not be practiced in the wide open space either. Should be with ventilation is there, circulation air is there, but not direct wind on the body. So, in answer, you can practice pranayam in the cities, but do it in the morning or sunset time. That will be more helpful. I have a one last question. Let me read it. There was about the hairs. Why does spiritual people have a long hairs? There were so many personal questions asked when you go to those events. Somebody was asking why people have a long hair. I grew the long hair, never planned them. I said, is it because you practice yoga and being yogi, you have to have long hair and beard? No need. There's no need for long hair and beard. You can have completely saved up. But I just didn't want to waste my energy and time saving twice or three times a week and going to a barber twice a week or twice a month. That was a time management. So I can utilize the time. I calculated overly. I was in my if I live whatever length I calculated, I end up probably spending 1 year of my life wasted in number of days, or pretty much almost like 6 months to 8 months wasted just only saving and getting my hair cut. And that time is good enough to awaken one person to meditate. If you meditate 6 months, that will have a better transformation and the greater benefit than cutting hair and saving beard. So, as if you're practicing yoga and meditation, there's no need to have long hair and beard unless you're using that time to meditate. Unless you're using that time to meditate. So, not necessary to have long hair, beard, but they do have their benefit. It keeps you warm in some winter time. In the no no that was a joke, by the way. And the no no the long hair, they consider to be a channel. They actually helps you to intuition and what happened when you have long hair. I don't know because some people find it uncomfortable to have long hair. But there was a study was done in the US when they were butchering the native Indians, and then they got some people as a tracker, and they had the native Indians. They have long hair, and they can track real. They're good trackers, and they said that then they cut every whoever tracker were to cut, they give them haircut. Once they give them a haircut, and they apparently lost their tracking abilities, like we can't sense anymore. So that was the anchoring or the channeling of the energy of the communication. I don't know how much truth is it, but I do like my long hairs. I hope they remain long. So you don't need for to be yogi. There are many people who completely save their head, but that doesn't make them less of a spiritual being. There are many people. I had one of my very dear teacher who have no beard and mustache, and He kept it very clean. He was a very awakened being, and your hair's beard doesn't reflect of a wisdom. Sometimes you can be confused. Everybody who have a long hair beard doesn't mean wise person. Anybody else? Hello? Can you hear me okay? I think there's delay on YouTube. Okay. I have one more last question I can talk about. Can I talk about one more question? Okay. When you meditate, what is the most suitable time to meditate? Should you meditate uh, even when you feel a pain, or you give up, or reduce the time? That was the also a question asked after a meditation class last weekend at the show. Meditation is depend if you do practice asana. If you're practicing asanas, your capacity of the pain or the stress management, how your body can cope with the stress during meditation will increase. Minimum time I recommend for meditation is a 45-minute minimum. If you are a regular practitioner and like to gain a benefit from the practice. But if you don't have a 45-minute, at least 20 minutes is essential to start with. Because when you practice 20 minutes, you may not go deeper layer of awareness. If you are a beginner practitioner, at least you will calm your nervous system. You will deal with your physical awareness of the body. In your meditation, when you feel the pain and discomfort, can be very helpful. It prevents you falling asleep. It prevents you, it gives you an anchor where you can be focused, where you can be attentive, where you can be aware of it, and it can be used as a focus point. There is a one practice. If you're constantly moving, if you're constantly moving when you are meditating, impersonally it will not be much fruitful. For example, imagine you get a plant and you plant the plant into a ground, and within a week later you say it's not growing, not giving fruits. You move it to a new location. And third location, you constantly moving the plant, not even giving a time to rooting. It will never grow. Same practice when you meditate, give time. You're getting lots of thoughts, lots of distractions, lots of discomfort in the pain when you are meditating. That is normal. The first layer of your awareness is awareness of the body. You want to go straight into the tranquility and transcendental. You want to go into the peace. You want to completely uh, transform your distraction and your mental chatter, the inner chatter of the mind. But first, you have to have a physical awareness. The physical chatter is a discomfort, little bit ache, little bit pain, uncomfortable to sit down, tingling sensation, numbness, and the pins and needles. These are your physical chatter. Deal with that first. So once you become rooted and comfortable and past that stage, that you are not affected by the physical discomfort or your mind is not able to convince you to come out of meditation because there is a physical discomfort. Then you go into your awareness part, the energy and your mind. Then it's meditating, all of a sudden, like little insights start appearing to you. You get insights, and then your mind goes on the journey exploring those insights that you're getting during the meditation. Those are the energetic distractions. You still remain to your sadhana, you still remain meditating to your practice. Sometime before that energetic distraction, you get a lethargic. You're so peaceful and so calm, your nervous system shuts down, you fall asleep. You're not actually meditating. Before there was like lots of pins and needles and discomfort, aches and pains. You can't remain seated in a posture. If you pass that, your nervous system doesn't hold up, it just goes into the shutdown mode. You fall asleep. That is a alertness distraction. Bring alert, become attentive, not fall asleep. Then is the energy insightful, like little bubbles of information, like you become so wise, all of a sudden you can solve every problem in a meditation. That is a insightful. That is again a distraction of meditation. When you're meditating, your mind have found you. I can give him little magic tricks. Like remember when you go to some restaurants, they used to give you little cookie, and then you break the cookie, and then you get some spiritual message inside. Same principle. When you're meditating, the little insights appear to you when you're meditating. Imagine that is the wisdom cookie have been provided to you by your mind to be distracted. I will not pay any attention to it because the some of the things that you really want to happen and the mind brings them to you. I think, see, I my intuition is telling me I should act upon it. Sometimes it is just mind playing games with you. Then you carry on from there. Then you go to the mental part. Your mind is like now, okay, he don't. I can't bribe him not to meditate. I give him lots of aches and pain. I couldn't discomfort him, and then I try to fall him asleep. He still come back again. Whoever is meditating, the person. When I use the word he, I'm using the word for your soul, for your spirit, or your mind. Yeah. So people ask why you using the word he should be a gender non-biased, but your mind is considered as a he, not a she. Maybe unless one point. So and then your becomes the chattering of the mind, and mind start bringing lots of emotion, lots of thoughts, more than more thought than actually you can ever had. You keep working through them. That is again a mental distraction till those thoughts disappear. Then another distance appear, like you become so pitch silence, you start seeing things, you become the seer, like the imagination becomes so wild. Whatever you are meditating, like if you are a spiritual person or religious person, whatever religion you belong to, you start seeing that God figures. Now it's okay. This God is coming to giving me the darshan. Again, it's a distraction, not meditation. It is your mind is shopping, looking for you to be distracted. So you keep practicing, not get distracted by them. So aches and pain is very little effort. You going to the first layer of the physical awareness when you are meditating. Then you go to layer by layer, till sometime when you meditate, you feel like so blissed out, and you think I have reached the meditation. No, that's when the meditation starts. When you pass all those stages, that your mind can no longer bribe you, and the mind dissolves, becomes one with Sat Chit Ananda. People think that you have arrived at meditation. In my opinion, that's when meditation starts. You've been preparing so far to be with yourself, and so you are in that space and you extend. People end the meditation, I will say you should start practicing a bit more longer from that point. Then you are arrive at home, so you can meditate a bit longer. Different perceptions and different strength and capacities of life people have. But if you get disturbed by your little discomfort of sitting position in a meditation, you wouldn't be going much far. So my idea is sit through it, bear the pain, remain with the comfort, make a peace with the pain. You like to make a peace with the pain within the body. That give you negotiation capacity. So you can negotiate with anybody who gives you discomfort and the pain in the life. Or once you have mastered the art of negotiating the pain with yourself. The pain that happens when you're meditating, you give up very easily. But when you meditate, renegotiate, stay through it. Is the pain is different than the pain. That's not. I will not classify the pain. I will classify little discomfort of the body when you are meditating. So, 20-minute minimum, 45-minute is recommended. And once you start it, take a sankalpa. Means like I'm going to stay still. But that does not mean 20 minutes later, little pins and needle came along. You said in the beginning, I will stay still. Then you are moving multiple times. 5 minutes later, 20 minutes later, you constantly changing the positions. Your mind realizes this person is weak. It could not bear the pain and will give you more pain. You cannot meditate. It gives you lots of distractions. Sometimes your mind can take you shopping list as well. The thing that you have never thought about it in your life for maybe a years, and start bringing everything that your mind can find in hidden treasure of your unconscious and subconscious, or in your desire treasure, will bring all of them for you. So just sit through it and continue meditating. I hope that makes sense to you. It makes sense. Then there was the end of the question asked, can I be a healer? Because especially when you go into the spiritual journey, that sooner or later, at some point, you get idea in your mind, you will be a healer. You are taken the responsibility to heal the world because you started a journey to heal yourself because your body needed healing, your mind needed healing, or your consciousness needed some healing. Then you got a little bit better or improved your calmness. Then you think, I am a healer now. I have healed myself and I can heal the world. You cannot heal the world. Remember, that is a big statement. You cannot heal the world. You heal yourself and world is healed. When you see there is a wound in the world, means those wounds are not in the world. Those wounds are in you, not in the world. So, but you can create a possibility. You can create a possibility world to be healed by itself. Rather than you are healing it, you create a possibility so the world start healing itself. Look at your actions. Your actions, your reactions. That is the first healing action one can implement in a process of healing the world. If you want to heal somebody, practice kindness towards to the person. Not don't worry about healing the person. Practice kindness. If you want to heal the person, practice generosity, practice compassion. So that will automatically create a possibility to be healed in the person, whoever is looking for the healing. Is it making sense to you, Tatiana? So rather than you go along walking with your magic hands, not you, I know you don't do this. I'm just talking generally. The people walking around with the magic hand trying to heal the world and other people, but they themselves suffering in so much pain, emotional pain, mental pain, and physical pain. I can't name the healers, but I know many of them. And they are struggle so much. Any healer, please, if you're listening to me, don't get offended. Nothing personal. It's just a message. I will, if you are a healer, I'm very happy that you're doing healing to the world. You're healing the people. But bring couple more thing into your practice. Whoever you healing, practice kindness towards to them. Practice compassion towards to them. Practice tenderness, practice softness in your actions, either they are verbal or physical. That will create a possibility to the healing as a supportive element to your healing process. So there's many things we can talk about. If time comes to an end. Thank you, everyone. Pranam. Namaste.